Breaking news. The Atlanta Falcons are making big moves as they prepare for the upcoming season. There's a lot going on, and I've got all the details for you. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button and let me know what you think about Terry Fontenot's performance. Some believe he should stay, while others think it's time for a change. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's get to the exciting news. The Falcons are shaking things up as they overhaul their defensive coaching staff for the 2025 season. Just yesterday, the team announced two major hires: Mike Rutenberg as the new defensive passing game coordinator and Nate Ali as the defensive line coach. Both coaches will work under Jeff Auld, the newly reappointed defensive coordinator. These hires bring fresh energy and experience to a defense that's eager to bounce back after a tough 2024 season. For those who've been following closely, Jeff Auld's return to Atlanta has sparked plenty of conversation. But today, let's focus on the new additions to the staff: Mike Rutenberg and Nate Ali. Both coaches are no strangers to success, and they're familiar with Auld's methods. They both worked with him during his time with the New York Jets, and this familiarity could play a big role in creating a strong, unified coaching team in Atlanta. Mike Rutenberg's coaching journey is one of hard work and persistence. He started in 2003 as a player personnel intern with Washington and gradually worked his way up in the NFL. Most recently, he served as the linebacker coach for the Jets for 4 years. Under his guidance, the Jets' defense improved dramatically, going from one of the worst units in 2021 to a top 4 defense in yards allowed by 2022. This impressive turnaround shows just how capable Rutenberg is at refining defensive schemes, a skill that will be crucial as he takes on the role of defensive passing game coordinator for the Falcons. On the other hand, Nate Ali is quickly making a name for himself in the coaching world. He started his NFL coaching career in 2019 with the Philadelphia Eagles as an assistant defensive line coach. Ali has since worked with several teams, including the Indianapolis Colts and Houston Texans, and has built a strong reputation for developing top-tier defensive linemen and creating a culture of hard work. His appointment as the Falcons' new defensive line coach is a big step forward as the team works to improve their pass rush, which was a major weakness in 2024 when they finished 31st in sacks. What's exciting about these new hires is the synergy between Rutenberg, Ali, and Auld. With years of experience working together, this trio has the potential to bring fresh ideas, discipline, and creativity to the Falcons' defense. But there are still challenges ahead. Last season, the Falcons' defense ranked near the bottom of the league in key areas, including passing touchdowns allowed and sacks. Fixing these issues will require more than just coaching. It will take smart roster moves and a solid commitment to executing on game day. As fans, we know how important it is for a team to have a strong defensive identity. The big question now is, can Auld and his new staff create that identity for the Falcons? It's clear the Falcons' front office is putting a lot of trust in these new hires to turn things around. Bringing in Rutenberg and Ali shows a desire for innovation, but also a commitment to maintaining a solid foundation of trust and familiarity. It's a delicate balance, but if done right, it could lead to big results. Looking ahead, all eyes will be on the Falcons' defensive line and secondary. Rutenberg's expertise in the passing game will be key in tightening up a defense that struggled against passing offenses. Meanwhile, Ali's ability to develop pass rushers could unlock the potential of players like Arnold Eddy and Ton Bram, giving the Falcons a much-needed edge in pressuring quarterbacks. An interesting question is how these new hires will influence the team's draft and free agency strategy. With obvious gaps in the pass rush and secondary, General Manager Terry Fontenot faces a critical offseason. The collaboration between the coaching staff and the front office will be vital in finding talent that fits the new defensive vision. Will the Falcons focus on a game-changing edge rusher in the draft, or will they bring in experienced veterans through free agency for an immediate impact? These are the key questions that will shape Atlanta's 2025 season. Jeff Auld's role as the architect of this defense is also worth noting. While some critics question his ability to establish a strong identity, his track record shows he's capable of building a cohesive unit. His familiarity with Rutenberg and Ali gives him a solid foundation, but ultimately, the results on the field will decide the success of this coaching overhaul. Falcons fans are eager for a defense that doesn't just compete, but dominates. The pressure is on Ald to deliver. One thing is certain: the Falcons are not settling for mediocrity. These coaching changes reflect a clear commitment to progress and a recognition that change is necessary to compete at the highest level. As the offseason unfolds, anticipation will continue to grow. Will this revamped coaching staff bring the spark the Falcons need on defense? We'll soon find out. What do you think of these hires? Are Rutenberg and Ali the right pieces to help elevate Atlanta's defense? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. As for the 2024 season, it's been a mixed bag for the Falcons' special teams. Some moments had us jumping out of our seats, but others left us frustrated. Unfortunately, the low points are still lingering in many fans' minds after an 8-9 season that could have been different with just a few more successful kicks. The kicking game in particular has been a struggle. Younghoe Koo and Riley Patterson combined for a 70.7% field goal success rate, the Falcons' lowest since 2009. Koo, usually one of the most reliable kickers in the league, battled injuries all season and was placed on the injury list in Week 16. When Patterson stepped in, things didn't improve much. The inconsistency in the kicking game has been costly for the Falcons. Just think about the 2 games against the Saints. In Week 4, Koo hit a career-long 58-yard field goal to give Atlanta the win, but in Week 10, he went just 1 for 4, and the Falcons lost by 3 points. Games like these define a season, and it's clear that missed kicks have had a heavy impact on the team's overall record. Coach Raheem Morris didn't hold back when discussing these struggles. When discussing the issue, Coach Raheem Morris didn't hold back. "Obviously, we missed a lot of kicks this year," he said. "That can't happen. We've got to find ways to make those kicks. That certainly contributes to not winning the number of games you want." He's absolutely right, and it's clear that improving the kicking game is a priority for 2025. While the kicking game struggled, the Falcons' special teams unit wasn't all bad. There were several standout moments worth celebrating. Kader Al-Hodge, who earned a Pro Bowl nod, made a huge play in Week 4 by recovering a punt in the end zone for a touchdown. In Week 13, Kevin King sniffed out a fake punt by the Chargers, while Bradley Pinion had a standout performance in Week 15, pinning 4 punts inside the Raiders' 10-yard line. These moments show how impactful special teams can be when everything clicks. Let's not forget the players who shined in the return game. Avery Williams averaged an impressive 27.2 yards per kickoff return, and Ray McCloud wasn't far behind with 25.8 yards per return. These players gave the offense great field position time and time again. It's performances like these that highlight why special teams are called the third phase of the game. They're just as crucial as offense and defense. But as we look toward 2025, there are still big questions about the special teams unit. The most pressing one is, how will Younghoe Koo bounce back from his hip injury? Koo has been a key player for the Falcons since joining the team in 2019. Remember those back-to-back seasons in 2020 and 2021 when he hit over 90% of his field goals? He was one of the best in the league. Even in 2022 and 2023, his numbers were solid, hovering around 86.5%. But 2024 was a different story. His 73.5% success rate on field goals was concerning, and it's fair to wonder how much room for error he'll have next season. General Manager Terry Fontenot addressed the situation, saying, "With Koo, I know him personally. He feels the same frustration that we all feel, and he's going to work hard to get himself back to the standard he's been at for most of his career. As a staff, we have to make sure we're supporting him, but also bring in competition at every position to keep improving." That last point, bringing in competition, might be key. Koo has shown he can be elite, but the Falcons need a reliable backup plan if he struggles again. Looking at the bigger picture, the Falcons have several decisions to make in free agency. Kader Al-Hodge, Avery Williams and Riley Patterson are all set to hit the open market. Will the team bring them back or look for fresh talent to strengthen the special teams? What about Bradley Pinion, who had a solid season as both a punter and kickoff specialist? Keeping players like him could provide much-needed stability. All right, Falcons fans, it's your turn. What do you think about the state of the special teams? Should the Falcons stick with Koo or explore other options? And how confident are you in this unit heading into 2025? Let me know in the comments below. Before you go, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a Falcons update. Go Falcons!